Hey, what's up, YouTube? Hey, I just want to get on here and touch base with you. I'm still kicking and burning up in this heat. It actually feels like the Philippines here, so I'm actually digging the weather. It's pretty awesome. Uh, just been chatting with a friend of mine on uh, the interweb. Well, actually WhatsApp. But anyway, I just had to come on here and talk a little bit about this chat because she, I guess, I don't know, say got serious or maybe was making plans. And she's a Filipina, you know. She was making plans for maybe uh, dating or whatever whenever I get back to the Philippines. And um, she's got four other siblings, and her father passed away back in, uh, I don't know, back a few years ago. So I really don't know that much about that. But she's the breadwinner. She's the eldest of the. A lot of her siblings are. I'd say the youngest one may be like 6 or 8, something like that, and then it goes up to 16. So four other siblings and a mom. Anyway, I heard her say the other day. She's like, "Well, when you get here, I'll just resign, and I'll." She works at a grocery store. She said, "I'll take care of you." I'm like, "Well, I don't need nobody to take care of me. Like, I'm pretty capable of doing that myself. Like, don't resign. Like, just continue to work, And she's like, "Oh, well, if I continue to work, then, I just really don't think that, uh, you know, I can, I'll be just too tired. I'll just be too tired for a relationship and blah, blah, blah." And then, she'd be too tired to come home and cook dinner. And, um, and I was like, "Oh, okay." So I was like, "How are you planning on feeding your family if, if all that happens?" You know? And, huh? Yeah. And, came back with, she came back with, "I am, oh, I figured that you would do that." And I was like, "So I've got to be the one to feed your mother and four siblings?" And I said, "Okay, well, I'll tell you what." I said, "Why don't you just continue to work, and then when I come, I will be I can see you like on the weekend or maybe on your day off or something." And she lives about 4 hours, I guess, away from my town where I live, So, and I done told her my plans of travel whenever I get back. I said, "Look, I'm not going to be just in my little bitty apartment in Coronado. It was not too little. It's plenty big enough for me and, you know, probably a Filipino sized family. I mean, but it's, I love it. I tell you, I do love it. I love the town where I live in, but, public market's great. People's awesome. Weather's hot as piss, hot as balls on a summer day, so I just love it, but, yeah, so now it did a 360. You know what I'm saying? It did a 360. And I also dated, before I dated well, she was in college, and she graduated now, and she's a teacher. I dated her, and and I asked her, well, are you going to work whenever you get your teaching degree? And she's like, "Well, I don't know. Um, it just depends on how I feel, or So I think there's a lot to get get in deep conversations with. If you meet a Filipino online, and I tell you what, I see more and more guys going to ChristianFilipina.com. I mean, yeah, you got to pay the membership, But man, I see a lot working. You know what I mean? Like you vet, they do a lot of vetting for you. And this one guy said he talked to over 400. He joined in November. He talked to over 400 different Filipinas from November to December, and maybe into now, yeah. Well, because he said at the end of January or at the beginning of January, he asked what is now his wife. Congratulations. Asked her to be his girlfriend. That was at the beginning of January. And at the beginning of February, he asked her to be his wife. And I think like 4 weeks later, he flew to the Philippines and they got married. And then they moved to Canada and lived there for 11 years. Now they're back in Rojas City, um, living, the life that we all want to live, which is, free, uh, and safe and a peaceful, uh, in a beautiful country with beautiful people. You know what I mean? Uh, and it really is. It's healthy. It's I'm sweating, out here, but I love this heat, man. A lot of people they don't like it, especially big boys, but I love it. I really do. I love the heat, and I sweat like this probably even worse in the Philippines. But you stay in the aircon if you want to stay cool, or you just get on your motorbike. That keeps you cool too. Get a nice suntan while you're riding. Oh, speaking of motorbikes, I actually bought one here in America. Uh, it is a Suzuki Boulevard S83, and it is nice. Hang on a second. Let me trying to find a picture. She's still messaging me. I'm not going to, support her and her, four siblings. I said, that's for your mom's next husband, if she can even find one, I guess. Um, but, that's not just, to me. I mean, I know it's different cultures, guys, but I don't know if y'all can see that. Let's see here. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. So it's in the shop, and that's why I bought it so cheap because it needed just a little bit of work. You know what I'm saying? Found it on Facebook Marketplaces. Wonderful place to find good stuff. They say one man's what is it? One man's garbage is another man's treasure, something like that. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just hanging out, enjoying this time here in Tennessee. I got a family reunion coming up Saturday, and then my nephew lives right down the street here. He's actually he will be getting married Saturday. So uh, shout out to you, Cheeseburger. Yeah, that's his nickname, Cheeseburger. So shout out to you and Cheyenne. I know y'all gonna have a wonderful life together, and she's been awful good to you and your daughter. So yeah, good choice. And I hope everybody really finds true love. I mean, yeah, dating ain't as easy as what you think it is in the Philippines. Like you think, oh, I'm a foreigner, blah blah blah. I'm gonna walk into what do they call it, Alamo. I know I'm killing the name. Alamo. I don't know. I'm from Tennessee, so I can't really. But anyhow, yeah, you walk in and you think that you're just gonna meet the love of your life like that. And I would, if you're gonna do online, I would probably pay the money and do Christian Filipino. Because I've used OK Cupid, and yeah, you can find some like good leads there, but um, I would, you know. But I tell you the best way to do it is go out there, buy you a motorcycle, travel around, spend if you like a little town, Rojas or Iloilo or anywhere, Davao, if you like a little area, just find you a cheap apartment or even a not so cheap apartment. Stay a month, stay 2 months, and who knows, you might end up actually loving it there, travel around doing all that other stuff, but I just hope everybody has a great day. This is a crazy, evil time that we live in over here, man. This is it's crazy, but God's still on the throne. Thank you, Lord, and for this day, but I'm definitely going to I'm gonna kind of cut this one close. I just wanted to warn you guys, like, get in deep conversations with your Filipina. Like, don't find out about her family, find out who's the breadwinner, you know I would say probably the less siblings that you have, the more um, the well, definitely the less you're going to have to feed, right? So it'll just be her. And, and that's not, I'm not talking about all of them. Some of them, all of them work, and they all kind of pitch in and do all that stuff. They all help out their parents because Western guys, they are raised to take care of their parents. It's not like we raise our kids up and then they're on their own, and then they come back to us when, hard times or anything. They come back to us, out there, they raise their kids up. And then the kids are the ones taking care of the parents, awesome. It's greatest culture, I believe, and I don't know if it's all of Southeast Asia. I haven't really done that much traveling to see, but I do know for sure it's the Philippines. And man, I'm telling you, I love it. It's all about family and community. Oh my gosh, the community. And America's gotten away from that. This social media and people have distanced themselves. Video games, all that stuff. Well, they have distanced themselves from community. I mean, we're still a pretty tight knit community. Like anything was to break out or anything like that, like we're good old boys. Like we're from, and if you're from Tennessee, like what I mean when I say good old boys. So we're gonna handle ours. But it's different out there, man. It's totally different. It is community. If somebody's broke down, there'll be 15 people stop. If you have a wreck, there's gonna be 100 people stop. It ain't like that here, where you be broke down on the side of the road and there'll be 150 people drive past you in the pouring rain. You know what I mean? So we need to get back Western culture. We need to get back to community, and let's get back to putting God first. Because man, if we need him in this country right now more than ever. Um, and I'm not just saying that. I'm not no Bible thumper. I have read the Bible and I believe every word that's in it. I believe the prophets was killed, and I believe those that claim that they are Jews but are not are of the synagogue of Satan, and I believe that they are walking the earth right now as we speak. Uh, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And for us to want to merge our military with their military, with a foreign nation's military, they say it's their greatest ally. So our greatest ally blew up our USS Liberty in 1967. I really, I haven't really. So would Japanese be our greatest ally then? Because they blew up all of Pearl Harbor. So wouldn't the Japanese, sorry, let me call you Jap, but wouldn't the Japanese people be our greatest ally? I mean, they blew up all of Pearl Harbor. So, I mean, at least Israel just got USS Liberty, and we dropped 2 atom bombs on them, or 2 fire bombs, or whatever. I don't really think they was atom bombs. I think they was just really hot, like, I don't know. I wasn't there, but it burnt people a lot. It burned a lot of the houses and everything. But back to that. We just need God, man. We can't really worry about what's going on in the world, about these directed energy weapons that uh, Secretary of War, Secretary of Defense, whatever Pete Hegseth said today that they was going to be buying lots of them, but yet they denied that they was even in existence until here recently, and it's real, and they're using them domestically too. I just watched a video earlier that said they're using them on low income people. People in low income, they are hitting, like myself included. So I'm not rich by any standards. You know, I'm barely getting through this old world, but thank you, Lord, for what I've been blessed with, and I'm just really looking forward to getting back to the Philippines. I'm looking forward to seeing really a lot of Southeast Asia. I want to do some, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand. And shout out to you, Doc Abanyo, for getting me hooked up with this motorcycle riding club, because I'm gonna join up whenever I get back. And me and the doctor saved my left leg. Excuse me. Me and him and this whole motorcycle riding club, like they go Vietnam, they go Thailand, and just cruise, man. And I'm a huge motorcycle enthusiast, and so to be able to to live in my early 50s, riding Southeast Asia on a motorcycle, I mean it's a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Every day's a blessing, but I mean to be able to do that is truly a blessing. But I hope everybody here has a wonderful day. Like really, I do. Just really, if you're talking to someone online, you just met them, get into deep conversations, get into their ambitions, get into what's their future plans like, and lay it all out, and what you're willing to do and what you're willing not to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to tell them, and if they want, you can significantly make one's life a whole lot easier for them and more comfortable and more and less stress. But if they're college degree, or even if they're not, they could still work and have and support their family if they're the breadwinner. I don't see any. I mean, I put in my time, guys. I mean, I've worked 7 days a week, 12 hours a day, 84 hours a week. I put in for over 2 years here at this factory, a local factory here. And I went back and did it again, but I think it was just a little over a year that time. But that's just too much work, man. I mean, 84 hours a week, no time off. Like, it's just too much. And um, then this last one I had, it's only 4 10-hour days. So I worked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I was off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I got blown plumb off the platform, broke 6 ribs, punctured a lung, broke my right fib, and I'm still fighting this freaking insurance company. I mean, that's why I've been back for almost a year fighting an insurance company, that because they don't want to get me any help. You know what I'm saying? So, business first, insurance company out of Florida, you know, this is what I think about you. So, and hope you enjoy that, for not getting me any help for the last, well, let's say 2 years. Might as well say 2 years because it happened 24 and it's 26. So, and they wouldn't get me any help before I left neither. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still fighting them. And, it's just crazy, man. It's a game. They won't sit here and play a game. Okay, so hopefully Mac Melville Electric Company is going to get my electric pole put up this week, because once they set their electric pole, I can put mine. Then all I got to do is connect the two, or they'll connect it once I get mine up and inspected. They'll connect the two. I'll have electricity, and I can get out of my friend's house, kind of go into the camper life for a little while I'm winding things up here, because if I ever get these appointments knocked out of the way, buddy, I'll be gone. I'll be back to the Philippines. Corona doll, here I come, baby. Look out. Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love it. So, and then I'm gonna do a lot of traveling. So, you follow me on Facebook too. Uh, and y'all, I'm fixing to change the name of this thing. I've been talking to AI and all this other stuff, but I'm going to be in the Philippines. Like, that's going to be my life, but I'm trying to find a new name. So if y'all want to come up with me a name for my channel, hey, put it in the comments. I don't even care. You know what I'm saying? Good, bad, it don't matter. I mean, I don't read half the comments, no way. So, sometimes I do, but I'm not one of these spends my life on these YouTube vlogs and then does the editing. Mine's edit free as of right now. Now, when I get back, I am going to take it a little bit more serious with the cameras and the laptop and editing, and it's just going to be a slow process, because to me, I just do this for fun. You know what I'm saying? And kind of try to help you guys out. You know what I mean? Because I don't want you to get put in a situation to where you feel like you're obligated to take care of a woman and her mother and their other her four siblings when that's not your responsibility. You know, if you want to and you've got a lot of money and a kind heart, you know, then do it. If you want to blow it all on them, go ahead. You know, that ain't me. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I think if you find a good Filipina, you build y'all a house, buy some land, build y'all a house. Love is real. The family is real. Your bond is real, you know, then you won't be put under that kind of pressure. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel, because I know these other guys, they're not, and I watch them on YouTube. I ain't gonna mention them, but I watch you on YouTube. You know, so it's y'all that I'm talking about. But you know, they're not put under that kind of pressure. You know, they step up when needed, but they're not like obligated. Okay, like it's obligated time. So yeah. So just be careful, guys. You know what I'm saying? ChristianFilipina.com. Join the membership if that's who you want. You know. Um, I mean, but if not, there's Vietnamese, there's Cambodian women, there's uh, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia. Uh, you know, it's they're all beautiful countries. You know, but English speaking is more prevalent in the Philippines. So if that's the only language you know, and that's what you need to go with, then that's what I do, you know. But anyway, hope everybody has a blessed day. And whenever I get moved up to my lot, I'll show y'all around. And I'll take you on some motorcycle rides with me here, hopefully by next week. So y'all have a blessed day.